Hello, it's the 21st of September and we've had lots of rain and wind the last few days and it's starting to feel very autumnal, which means I need to start thinking about getting the garden ready for winter. And for me, that means that I need to first of all collect seeds, because I can't clear out the beds until the seeds have been collected, and so otherwise I'd lose them. So this video is going to be primarily about collecting seeds from your cutting garden, and it will give you my 5 top tips for making sure you get the most seeds that will germinate the best in the next season. So let's get into it. Hi, I'm Nicola. I'm a home gardener here in Shropshire in the UK, and I want to help you have the most productive and cost-efficient cutting patch or cutting garden that you can have without it being too overwhelming to manage. So the first tip is choose the right time to collect your seeds. You don't want to be collecting seeds when they're not yet ripe on the plant. So plants will start growing seeds quite early on, so as soon as they're pollinated, the seeds will start to grow. But you need to let them grow as much as possible on the plant so that seed contains everything it needs to germinate. If you collect it too soon, they may not have enough nutrients, etc., in the seed to enable germination. So you really need to wait as long as you can to make sure that the seed is just about to pop before collecting it, or as near as, damn it, to that. And along with that same concept of the right time, so making sure that the seed is fully developed, you also have to collect it when the weather conditions are right. So here in the UK, we have a lot of damp weather. We have had so much rain. So this is the first dry day we've had for quite some time. And the seeds are ready to go. So I need to take advantage of this day. Ideally, I'd leave it a few more days to make sure everything is fully dried out. But I think we're due rain again tomorrow, so I just want to make sure I get some seeds before it rains again. So it is now the afternoon here, so I've allowed it time to have the warmth of the sun to dry out the leaves and the seeds as much as possible whilst it's on the plant, so there is less drying to do once it's collected, because water is your enemy when drying seeds. I mean, I guess the clue is in the name. You're drying seeds or attempting to. So you want minimal contact with water. So if you're collecting it in the rain, you're making things difficult for yourself. If you're collecting it while the plant's damp, again, you're making it difficult for yourself. So you need to pick the time when the plant is as dry as possible. Along with having the plant dry, then you really want clean and dry tools to pick your seeds or to collect your seeds. So everything that you have ready and waiting to go at any opportune moment. Seeds will be ready at different rates. So from different plants, so different varieties of plants will be ready at different times to other varieties, but equally within that plant, just as the flowers flower at different times on the same plant, the seeds will therefore be ready at different points in time. So you need to be ready to keep capturing the seeds as and when they're ready. Ideally, you leave it as long as possible so you can capture as many seeds in one go, but really it's a regular thing that you need to be doing at this time of the year so that you're capturing as many seeds as possible. So I have a toolbox. So this is my seed collecting toolbox, and it mainly just consists of things to gather seeds in. So some seeds I'm just going to bulk cut everything down, gather it and leave it to spread it out, deal with it once I get inside as to getting rid of leaves, etc. So I've got buckets and tins for that. Equally, some plants have bigger flower heads, and so it's easier to get the seeds captured in a bigger bag. But mainly I have lots of paper bags that I just put each flower head or seed head into the bag for a particular variety, write on the name of which it's part of my kit, but I can't seem to find the pen. Write on everything so you know what you've got and you can remember it, and obviously some snips to be able to gather those seeds. So I have this ready, so whenever I see a flower head, I'm ready to capture that seed at its peak. My toolkit, as you saw, was full of paper bags mainly. And the reason why we do that is just, again, prevent water from getting into the seed. If the water can't dry out from the seed, then it's likely to get mouldy and rot, so the seed won't become viable. So paper bags really help with that process. Any dampness will come out through the bags and it will dry accordingly. The fourth tip is to allow them to fully dry. Once you've collected the seeds, you want the seeds to be fully dry before you put them into the final storage container. They can be stored in anything once they're dry, and that's the key point. You need to give them time to dry. Different seeds will dry at different rates, but you can probably look at 1 or 2, maybe 3 weeks for most seeds to be dry. And again, this helps prevent mould and rotting on the seeds. And the final tip, and I've kind of alluded to it in the other tips, is the storage needs to be dry. So once your seeds are dry, you can store them in anything, airtight container, and store them so that water can't get in. So jam jars are ideal, envelopes are ideal, but you just need to make sure that the storage is good to avoid getting damp. Remember, as with all things in seed related, damp on seeds before germination is a bad thing. They will rot or get mould and become unviable. So there you have it. My top 5 tips for collecting seeds. Let's see what we can find to collect. So my scabiosas have been really good this year. So this is the scabiosa in flower. And we have within this patch multiple stages of seed readiness, shall we say. So obviously that's in flower, nothing to be gained there at this precise time. This one here is just finished flowering. So the brown bits that you see is actually the petals dying away. And what you see underneath are the seed heads that are forming. So if we look down here, that is a seed head, but it is green. That will not generate, that will not grow any seeds that would be viable. They're too young at that point in time. We need for it to be older and browner. Now let me see if I can find a one that is ready. And actually, it's right down the bottom here. Can we see? Let me just pick that. So this one, well, even that one's not fully ready. You can see the seeds forming, so they're starting to pop out. So if I just gently rub that, the seed heads come out. So the ones at the bottom look as if they're not quite ready, but there is definitely some seeds to be had there. So let me just Now what I would do is pick the heads and put it straight into a paper bag. So what you're looking for is once the stem to start going brown. Now that in general is what you're looking for when you're collecting. Oh, I've just lost half the seeds. That in general is what you're looking for when you're collecting seeds. So you're looking for the stem to be starting to go brown, and you know that the plant has decided it's done all it can for that seed head. So these are let me just get rid of that so I don't lose any more. These are interesting seeds. So they're meant to catch in the wind, these floaty bits, and move away. The seed point that you're interested in really is down at the bottom, but the whole thing, you plant the whole thing, and that is what will grow. So that's a scabiosa seed. So we can collect some of those. They're ready. Let's see what else we've got. This grass has been really good for me this year. It's a variety called sprinkles, and it just has these big tall plumes of grasses which dry really well. I've had loads, so I've got ample that I need, and it's past its best, and it needs to get cut back. So I'm just looking to see what seeds are available. So I've cut this head off here just to show you. So all of this froth, the seeds are at the top, so you can just collect those seed heads and do it. Now at this point in time, this isn't yet at its peak for seed collection. You're looking for something a little bit more older like this, so you know once it gets to this point that it's a bit more viable. As you can see, as plants start to go over, everything looks messy, but that is the perfect time for collecting seeds. So in amongst all of these flowers, or all of these grass seed heads, we have some plurum, and this is absolutely ready to pick. If we get a close-up of that, look at all those seeds ready to go. Let me see if I can capture these. If I just rub them, they fall straight into the bag. So I can either do that each time, or I just put the seed head into the bag and leave it to dry, and the seeds will pop out on their own accord anyway. So that's what the plurum seed looks like. So again, completely different to the scabiosa and different to the grasses. So everything is different. You just need to know what you're looking for. If you take the full flower head, somewhere within that flower head will be a seed that will grow for you. Calendula or marigolds are such a great flower to show you the variety of different stages of the seed creation process. So obviously we have the flower here. The next step would be here. So we've still got a few of the petals, but it's starting to form its seed head. Now that looks kind of unusual. So if we look down here, this here is a better form. So it's dried out a bit, and you can see all of this whole head will produce flowers. All of it. So we can just separate it out, and all of those are seeds ready for some more marigolds next year. So the final one we're going to take a look at is syrinth major, or honeywort. I love this plant, and it has been really productive this year for me. So I'm hoping a lot of the seeds has sprinkled down onto the ground because I've left it uncovered from the weed membrane, and I'm hoping it will just grow up naturally. Also, I'm hoping that's happened. The seeds on syrinth are kind of tricky to a certain extent. They are quite large, so if you look at this flower head here, if you tilt it upwards, you will see lots of seeds in there ready to collect. And if we go further back onto the plant, there would have been bracts of flowers that have already had produced seeds and have dropped them already, or I've collected them. So it's quite tricky to work out when they're ready for syrinth. So if we look closely at that very top one, so that's the flower head that's still flowering. This final flower bract that's on here has a black seed and a white seed. Now I believe the white seed is not fully ready to be harvested, but all of the black seeds that are further down should be fine. Ideally, when you shake it, you want the seeds to drop out, but because they all develop at different times, it's really difficult to let that happen, leave it till that happens, because the earlier flowering bits of the stem will already have dropped. So if you want to maximise the seeds you can get, then really it's about taking the best chance that you can. So that one will need to come now, and we'll cut those off. And in fact, this is a plant that is finished flowering, and I think I might give it a good cut back now at this point and just take what seeds I can from it, so that I can create some space for the hardy annuals. Have a look around your garden now. So see which flowers you've enjoyed and see if you can collect some seeds so you don't need to rebuy next year.